Hi, I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Kaylee, and this is
Shoot the Vows. Today we have a special guest. We have Dre with Profound Ceremonies.
Hi.
Dre, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Dre. Thanks for the intro. Love
Yeah.
that. And I am a wedding officiant and planner, but right now I'm talking about my officiant services. I am the voice that unites your love. I moved to Syracuse 1 year and 1 month ago. So I'm pretty much getting my bearings around
How
here.
exciting.
And thank you guys for inviting me on.
Yeah.
I actually moved here from Las Vegas, the wedding capital of the world.
The hot capital of the world.
Definitely that. Definitely hot. So I've been here for a year and I'm expanding my business here, hoping to help couples express themselves to each other on their most special day.
Yeah.
I love that.
Now, were you guys slower in the summer? I'm so curious. Like wedding wise in Vegas?
It definitely slows down in the summer. In Vegas, a lot of people like to do outdoors, golden hour weddings, mountainous backdrop.
Yeah, it's gorgeous there.
Gorgeous. So a lot of that doesn't usually happen in the summertime. But when that happens, they generally will go to chapels a lot more.
Yeah.
So
it's
Vegas
like
has
indoor.
plenty
Tons
of
of
chapels.
chapels.
Yeah. So we have weddings here in the winter still, but a lot of people just kind of opt for indoor. It's only the brave that go outside for, I mean, obviously you're not having a ceremony outside.
No,
in
they
2
go
degree
outside and
weather.
do pictures for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
besides that, the winter ones are indoors.
Yeah. People also don't consider, this is so off topic, but people don't consider too with photos, like, oh, we'll just go outside for like 15 minutes. Or in the summer, like just go outside for 15 minutes.
Then you're
well,
all
now your
red.
nose is
Yes.
red as hell
Yes.
because it's so cold. Yeah,
Yes.
and runny. And then in the summer, you're just dripping with sweat.
Exactly.
So,
It's like you go out. I can definitely attest to the summertime. You go out and you think, oh, we're just going to step outside. But outside is a hairdryer.
Literally.
So-
A hair dryer.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
Yeah.
You go out there and it's just hot.
Miserable.
Yeah. So-
And then you're like sticky and red. A lot of people
get
kind of
very
turn
red, very
Yeah.
glistened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glitter, sweat.
Exactly. I'm
funny.
like, your mascara is running now, sweetheart.
Let's get you inside.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think
that
that's a
makes
big
sense.
reason fall weddings are so big here in New York because it's cooler.
It's
Yes.
perfect.
I
Well,
think
and
fall here is absolutely
yeah,
gorgeous.
the
Stunning.
autumn colors too. We're
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
blessed.
Yeah. And being from Virginia, I'm used to the whole, tree color change and that same feeling of just coziness in the autumn season. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the actual ceremony is like the heart of the wedding day, right? It's why everybody showed up. It's why you're there, hopefully. I would hope you're not there for the party or hope you're there for the wedding.
I'm
Most
not
people are
mad
there
at
for the
you
party.
if you are there for the party.
but I think that when people think about the ceremony, that's where they want the most photos. That's where they
Right.
want people hire just a videographer for the ceremony. So
Exactly.
like we're talking about like the most important part of the day. to,
Correct.
again, most people.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about kind of what that means to you and what your role is in it. What's the officiant's role there?
Yeah. Well, no officiant, no marriage. Right.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, well, I won't say unfortunately, I just think it's the way it goes. A lot of times the last person people are looking for their wedding is the officiant. They're like, oh yeah, I need somebody to.
Forgot we needed that.
Afterthought. Yeah.
And a lot of times people automatically resort to maybe their pastor or someone like that, not fully knowing that actually you have people that will do a beautiful ceremony for you, and your pastor can attend your ceremony. But they might also feel a lot of gratitude and joy at being that person as well. But the officiant is there to make sure that you are choosing this of your own free will. I like to say, I do give them the look. I say, you're here under your own free will, not of any coercion. No one's making you do this. Yeah. So that's one huge part of being an officiant is you make sure that legally we're choosing this on their own. And then also it's an experience of ceremonially to express outwardly your promises or vows to your partner. And I've noticed recently a lot of people are enjoying the feeling of expressing those vows in private, which I respect. And I think that's beautiful as well. But sometimes they want their witnesses to not just witness the ring exchange and don't just witness the kiss. I want to remind you guys that she said she was going to love my dirty draws. And she's not loving them. So it is just a way for your guests to be in this very intimate space with you, making these promises and saying, you know, I'm agreeing to share a huge chunk of my life with you.
Yeah.
And then you're also uniting your family and your friends as well. One of the things I like to do is include the guests in the vows in a bit, that they have vows for that couple as well, to support that couple as they go along their journey, because they will change as time continues individually. And sometimes they may hit a rough patch, but their friends and family who they thought were special and important enough to be there on that day are there as a reminder to say, hey, I know you guys said that you're upset right now, but on that day when you were most happy with each other and you made this decision, this is what you said. And I don't know if guests think of the weight that it carries to be a witness to that experience as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's why they ask if anybody
opposes,
objects, right?
Yeah, I don't think they ask that anymore.
They don't have to, but
they don't have to.
I think one of the reasons they did was also to make sure that they weren't related.
Oh,
that was one of the reasons. Yeah, that was one of the reasons, and then there was some other reason I can't remember.
I didn't know that,
but yeah.
Other than,
but they don't
actually love him.
They don't really ask anymore.
You know, honestly, I think that like one little piece of me is just hoping that little bit of drama happens.
I want one person to stand up and
I can just say, "Wow, what am I supposed to do?"
Yeah,
I'm supposed to do something, but it's never happened.
Do they teach you that in school?
No. But it could happen.
I'm sorry you object,
happens,
but sit down.
It happens in the movies, so surely it must happen in real life.
Yeah, it exists at some point for some reason.
Yeah.
But I generally don't ask that question.
Yeah.
And usually the person that would object isn't invited anyway. So
make a good point.
Hopefully.
There.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless there's just like free for all, just, you know.
So I think that the wedding ceremony, from the weddings that I've attended, it seems like the ceremony really, it speaks to the couple's personalities.
Absolutely.
And in that way, it's very individualized and unique. What's something that you do to make sure that the ceremonies are unique to the couple?
So yeah, my job is to make sure when I interview my couple, I understand a bit about their love story, right? So I do a very thorough questionnaire that asks them, you know, what's their vibe? What's your wedding day vibe like? What's your outfit gonna be? Is it chic and modern? Is it garden? Is it traditional? Is it vintage? Because I also like to show up in the vibe.
Right.
You know? I'm also gonna put. I don't know if
dress the part.
Yeah, I'm gonna dress the part. If the theme is seascapes, I'm coming in a turquoise dress because I want to be. I'm a part of that as well. But I also kind of learn, where did they meet? What is your favorite thing to do together? If one of your favorite things is to go bar hopping on the weekends and fishing every month or whatever it is, I kind of lean into that to say, okay, well, would you like a ceremony that is fun and upbeat? Would you like something that is just civil, where we're just going straight through the questions? Because everyone isn't overly romantic.
Right.
Some people just want to get to it, and they just want to get to the party.
That is true.
Yeah. So my questionnaires, I think, are pretty thorough. And I also have that sit down, even if it's virtual, conversation with my couples to just catch their vibe in real life. Are they gigglers? We want to laugh? I got jokes. You know, you want to have something that's a very sentimental ceremony? Let's talk about something very intimate and special for the both of you. So what's something that you've overcome together in your time as an engaged couple that is meaningful for why you're here today? So I'm going to match the vibe.
What do you think of private vows? I know more couples are opting to do private vows because they don't want to talk about why they love this person in front of 50 to 150 guests, you know?
Yeah. I like the idea of private vows. Honestly, I'll be honest with you guys. My favorite type of wedding is an elopement. I love them so much because there's nothing like saying we don't even need anybody else to know.
Right.
And even if they do know, it's just us. And they can still make their elopement extremely special. You know, maybe they just have a party later on. But that closeness, that intimate space of saying eye to eye to your person, it really isn't anybody else's business, in my opinion.
I agree.
I'm so the opposite. I don't like elopements that much.
Oh,
I wanted, if I could have had 3,000 people at my wedding, I would have.
I don't even like 50 people.
I don't either. That's the problem.
I learned this about you guys when I listened to your this or that episode. Oh my God. I was walking my dog and laughing out loud because I'm also in it like this, you know, or that. And I could tell that you guys have very different viewpoints of what to have. But
I'm very dramatic and
very,
I don't know, maybe self-centered. I feel like it's pretty self-centered to want to have 300 people at your wedding.
Just
no
staring
offense to my
all at
couples.
you.
No offense to my couples, but I am the same way. But like, I wanted princess ball gown. I wanted to come down side saddle, horseback. Like, I wanted very dramatic.
I love that too.
Didn't have the budget for that, but
yeah, we talked about budget a lot on that episode.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. Kaylee's gonna have $1 million wedding apparently.
Yeah, because I just want everything.
I don't know who's paying for it. But.
Yeah.
Not me.
Right. But yeah, I think that the choosing of how a couple does their vows is totally up to them.
It's
of
very
course.
personal.
It's personal anyway. And I wonder, I think I'm a bit curious about just the culture of people as the generations continue. That back then words may have meant a lot more, and potentially for maybe our younger millennial or Gen Z couples, they're more into the vibes and they just want to say it on their own and they don't necessarily want to express it openly to everyone. So I respect it, whatever they choose.
Yeah, and same. I definitely, as far as like the first look, first touch, want to keep it traditional and not see each other till the ceremony. With our couples, we do like planning calls, so to speak. And a lot of our couples don't have coordinators or planners. So we're kind of like walking them through a lot of these things.
Helping them out where we can.
Yeah, and it's definitely something that we guide them through, but we definitely want them to be
making the final say.
Yeah, that's their decision.
Yep.
And we'll
give you the pros and cons,
Yeah.
like all day long. We'll give you all of the benefits to it and all the negatives.
That's all I can do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and because at the end of the day, it is their day and it's their wedding. That's one thing I'd like to reiterate to them when I do have on my planner coordinator hat. I try to tell people, you know, Vegas is obviously a very non-traditional place for a wedding.
Sure.
And because of that, I've done so many really fun and unique weddings, and choosing to do it a different way is totally an option. I think that one of the saddest things that I experience, well, I'm not experienced it, but what I witness is when I see a couple whose decisions are heavily based on the people around them.
Yeah, their parents.
Maybe they're, you know, usually their parents.
It's
actually.
usually the parents.
I'm too strong-willed for that.
Yeah,
It's usually the parents.
Same.
You can just not come. That works too.
Yeah, you're lucky you got invited. But yeah, the reality is that these couples get to choose, and it's important for them, I feel, going through the process, that they know that it's their choice and that they kind of stand on it too. You know, if you don't want to invite the weird uncle that you never liked your entire life to your wedding, you don't have to do that. You guys are making this decision together. So
one of our favorite things that we always say is, if you wouldn't pay for their dinner, don't invite them to the wedding.
That's facts. And if they didn't pay for your wedding.
And that's the other thing too, is like, you do have family and they have opinions, but you're now creating a new family.
Exactly.
And so that is going to be the decision unit in the future moving forward. So it's probably good to start now, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I say during that, because I don't think that wedding planning has to be stressful. I don't think that it should be stressful. But a lot of that stress is usually alleviated by having a professional in your corner.
For sure.
And that's another thing that I have seen where I'm officiating a ceremony and they don't have a coordinator. And I guess my level of professionalism, I care so much that they have a beautiful day that I will just step in and do it.
Same.
Because I'm not going to let this day flunk for them.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we want it to run smoothly for everyone involved.
Exactly.
It makes our days easier as the vendors.
exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. And so if I can come in and everything is flowing, that's awesome. If it's not, I will do the best that I can do. But I want couples to know it's your decision. You get to choose. And in that choosing, allow yourself the space to breathe.
For sure.
Yeah. Allow yourself that space because
A lot going on.
it'll go. Yeah. I feel like I've seen so many ceremonies and weddings, even down to the reception, where there's just so much anxiousness around the couple. And I can say that for the groom or the bride, or either groom, either bride. There's just that pressure. And I'm like, this is a celebration.
Yeah, that makes sense. And going back a little bit to like your planning, I know we're mostly here for the officiating, but like going back a little bit to your planning, what do you think is something that like leading up to the wedding day couples can do to make it less stressful for themselves?
I would say leading up, the thing you want to ensure you do is have clear communication. At the end of the day, if you, especially folks that are planning their own weddings, be as organized as you can be. Everyone isn't an organized person though.
Yeah.
I'm
So
the first one to admit it. I'm so unorganized.
and it's okay. That's the thing, that if that isn't your strength,
Yeah.
do yourself a favor and
Hire someone who
hire
is.
somebody
Yeah.
to do it. And
It's usually the most creative people that are the least organized.
And that's okay. 'Cause a lot of people think that I'm like really A-type, but I'm not. When it comes down to it, I am.
You've learned to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm getting better.
Yeah.
She is good.
Kudos
Getting
to
better,
you.
a lot better. And she
Yes.
is one of the most creative people I know. So she's definitely got strengths.
Yeah. And that's the thing, that you lean into your strengths.
For sure.
I would also recommend that they delegate things.
For sure.
If you are getting your hair and makeup done, you can't also be setting up the chairs to go down the aisle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So employ the folks that say they love you so much and are there, and employ them with things to do, but be very, very specific about what it is.
How you want it.
And how you want it done. And if you can, maybe set up some pictures to say this is exactly what it should look like.
But that's where it's easier. Just hire somebody who's already been there, done that.
That's where it's more simple. And I think that, well, I know what it is. People are misplacing the value of the service over the price of the service. And so when I think about money, I don't think that money has value. I think that what you want has the value.
Yeah.
So if I want a smooth flowing, relaxed, beautiful wedding day that I don't have to think about anything, there isn't quite a number that I would put on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've also talked about it in other episodes too, where you can take from the budget in other places where it's
Exactly.
less valuable to you. She loves flowers, so she's probably going to take a little bit from somewhere else
To
so that
put
she
into
has
it.
quality flowers
Right.
and not, whatever
Right.
people grow these days. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bad flowers.
I have seen
But
so
bad
funny.
for me, like, I found that food was really important for me
Mm-hmm.
because I've been to some weddings where I just didn't want burgers and hot dogs served at my wedding. It was a personal choice. I don't like burgers and hot dogs. So we found a relatively inexpensive caterer, but they had really quality food. So, you know, we put more money towards the food than we did. Like, we had a dry wedding, so we didn't even pay for alcohol. So that works out, you know, but it's definitely unique to each couple. And I think that if the ceremony is the heart of your day, right, you're going to find a good officiant that's going to run a beautiful ceremony for you. You might hire somebody. Friends do kind of cut it sometimes, but I think that not everybody is super charismatic.
You got to have the right friend.
Yeah, you have to make sure that they're not going to make a fool out of themselves and everybody else. You got to make sure that they're going to speak clearly. They're not going to get choked up under the pressure of being in front of that many people. There's a lot of things to consider. So sometimes hiring someone just makes more sense.
I've seen it go south.
Which I know, like, me personally, like, I've always said that if I'm getting married, my dad's ordained and my dad's gonna officiate it. I don't care how well spoken he is. I don't care what he's saying. Like, as long as it's my dad, because like, that's really important to me, you know? And like, I know one of our previous guests had talked about how they like can kind of walk people through, you know, the proper way and the training on that whole thing. So like, like I said, he is ordained. He has done several weddings, but like, I think it really depends on what matters to you. Is it important that it's someone you know, or do you want it to run a little bit more smoothly and be a little bit more sophisticated?
Right. Yeah. So I have a couple weddings that I've done. Like I have to sign the documents. So in the city of Las Vegas, the state of Nevada, the law is that in order to do the ceremony, you have to be a licensed wedding officiant. I believe here in the state of New York, you just have to be an ordained minister. So there, it's a class. There's quite a few, there's some money to spend, and you have to do it within a certain time frame to be able to do this wedding. But people show up in Las Vegas like, yeah, my dad's going to do it, you know? And it's like,
he's not.
Not really.
Actually, no.
So what I would do is that I would jump in at that legal portion where I have to ask about the intent and to ensure that they're doing this under no distress or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then their special person gets to come in and do all the things and say the things and really, you know, be who that special person is. And then at the end, I would sign their documentation for them so that it's still a legally binding agreement, because that's essentially what it is. And they still got to have that very special person lead their ceremony. And for that, usually when I know that's their plan, I will offer them just some guidelines and kind of a flow for the ceremony so that we can keep dad or whoever on track.
Right. Yeah.
Because I mean, even when I talk about toasts, when people are doing toasts sometimes, I've seen some long toasts some days. And some people don't mind. Yeah, some people don't mind. And that's like, again, it's whatever that couple likes.
Yeah.
Whatever they want, because it's their special day. So it's no judgment on my end.
It's the worst, though, when it's like you're so hungry. There was a wedding I was with Dan with, and it was like 90 degrees. And the dad, it's always the dad.
It's usually
it was
the
like
dad.
a 20-minute toast after 3 other toasts had happened.
Yeah.
And Dan was getting cranky.
Yeah.
We needed to feed Dan really bad.
Dan was getting hangry.
He was hangry and sweaty. And then it started raining. Yeah, so.
Wow.
If you're going to have toast, just let people know how long.
Yeah.
And if you don't care, then don't care. But
yeah, the big thing I
have appetizers.
When I'm thinking of my planner coordinator role, and I'm doing that timeline for when the speeches will happen, a lot of times I'll do the speeches in between meals. So instead of doing all of the speeches in one thing, we'll bring in, or maybe the salads are already placed when the first speech happens. And then the speech ends, they go sit down, people are talking, laughing, what have you. The entree is on its way out. So people are sort of eating while the speech is happening. And that way there's not so much of a wait.
Especially the long speeches.
Yeah, especially if the couple knows that there's a long-winded guest.
Yeah.
That's just let me know. Yeah. Just say, like, look, grandma is going to talk us till sundown. So, and she insists it's tradition that she speaks, that grandmother speaks. And that's what it is. And we're honoring that. Okay, grandma's going to go a long time. We're going to have her after the entrees arrive.
I love that. That's so much common sense.
I'm about to say, I don't think thought about that before.
Yeah, that's a really good way to do it.
Yeah, from my experience, I've I mean, to me, a timeline is tight.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what, and I'm planning for mishaps. However, my goal is to make sure we're on.
Yeah.
You see my hand movement?
Yeah.
On time.
Okay.
On time.
Yeah. And if we are prepared, just know your family and know who the folks are. And the thing is that people aren't usually going to ask themselves that question or consider it.
Yeah.
And that's where having a professional in your corner on that day
Really
and leading up
helps.
to that day is going to help in that situation to give you perspective.
Yeah, I think, and that's why we started the podcast, right? I think that is a really big reason that couples kind of get tripped up or that things kind of go awry because there's so many things that they
don't think about.
They wouldn't know because they've never planned a wedding before.
Right.
And that's totally fine and that's totally expected. But
Right.
if you hire professionals that do dozens of weddings a year and they've been doing it for years, like they're gonna spot all of those things long before you even consider it.
Exactly.
So those problems don't arise in the first place.
Yeah.
And that is what we're talking about, right? Like the value of a vendor with experience. It can be priceless. You know?
And I'll be honest, I'll be the first person that is a planner to say that you don't actually need a planner.
It's messed up. She's like, don't hire me. I'm
not saying don't hire me, but if you're hiring a role that you definitely need, and you all have said this before dozens of times on your show, it has to be that coordinator.
Yes, somebody there on the day
that
at
is the
least.
person that you actually need, and you won't realize until you're right at it that poop.
That
I
would
should
have
have
really
had
helped.
somebody do this, and someone to guide me. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with that. And again, putting the value on, is the money what has the value, or is it what I get in return for the money that has the value? And so an event that goes without a hitch, or maybe there were hitches and you had no idea about it, is worth the money.
For sure.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about it, maybe not, but you can find vendors in your budget. Like there are different types of vendors and there are different ways to find vendors that fit your budget. Like not all vendors are going to be $100,000. Like,
exactly. There are tiers to that, you know?
Just check reviews.
Definitely
check your
reviews.
reviews. I always, when you are planning your ceremony and when you're planning your wedding day and you are interviewing your potential planners or what have you, don't just go with somebody because such and such used it for their wedding.
Right.
Them for their wedding. How were you at their wedding?
Was you the like wedding the way great? They worked? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't just choose somebody in your family just because they might feel a way because you didn't choose them.
Right.
Okay. Vet your vendors, and especially if you know that you want to be hands off for your ceremony, it's important to vet your vendors. And then you get I like to call it my good, better, best. Okay. So I can have a really good coordinator that has good reviews and is going to make everything flow on that day. Or I can choose this really expensive one that's basically going to do the same thing, and they've just got way more followers on social media, and probably more people are reaching out to them. So
more
it seems like it's more experience potentially. And they're going to be more, right? Well, are you having a wedding that's, on the White House lawn? Do you need that coordinator?
Right.
You know, are you going to be on the steps of where they have the Met Gala? Are you going to be over there, or are you going to be in your backyard? Even if you're just in your backyard, have a coordinator,
right?
And maybe they're not the one that's as expensive. They're in your budget. They might not have
a team of 12 behind them.
Yeah, they might not have a whole big huge team, but you probably don't even need a huge team,
right?
So go with what works with you, but don't go without anything.
For sure.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
If you had one piece of advice, any type of advice for couples out there, what would it be?
My advice would be to not check the boxes. And what I mean by that is, as an officiant, as the person that comes in usually just on that day, and notices the dynamic of people's relationships, I can usually tell when people are choosing to get married because they're checking the boxes of societal life. And I hate for people to waste their money, right? It's like you just said, you don't think the money has value. Like, yeah. But I also don't think that there's a rush to become a spouse. And I know that society sets us up in this way, and this may be going completely against this entire podcast, so I'm sorry, guys.
This girl's over here saying don't get married.
Don't get married, guys. That's not what I'm saying. I definitely believe in marriage and the unity of people choosing
but
that.
Do it for
but
the
you
right
shouldn't
reason.
just be doing it to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't do it because
mom and grandpa want you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is your life, and you're making a life-changing decision.
Yeah, it's a huge undertaking.
Yeah, you're saying I'm gonna be with you, and you're gonna be with me
forever.
And forever is a long time. Yeah. So, be sure that you're choosing it from that space of like this surety, and I think that's a word, a place of being sure. And from just your wholehearted, non-coerced reasoning. That's how because your wedding is a day, but your marriage is every day after that, right? So that's what I would say.
That's pretty
I
good
love
advice.
that advice. I haven't heard that
yet.
one yet.
Usually it's don't forget to date. Don't forget to like date each other while you're
in the
engaged.
process.
Yeah, because people go a little crazy planning weddings.
Yeah.
Then they come watch our podcast and they're like,
oh, it's that easy.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because, and I don't know if you guys experience this. Do you guys usually talk to one person usually, right? Like just mainly
One or
talking
two.
to
It's usually the bride or the groom.
Right.
Oh yeah, I thought you meant on the podcast.
Oh, no. Like,
No, we usually talk to the bride and the groom. Sometimes the parents
But usually
get involved.
it's one
like
or
one
the
or the
other.
other.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Because I definitely know when I have on my planning coordinating hat, a lot of times it's just me and usually the bride.
Yeah.
I
have a lot of times where, not a lot, but a few. More often than you would think, where the groom is doing most of the planning.
Oh, I've had that too. Yeah.
And like, it's definitely a thing when they're on the first video call with us that 9 times out of 10, they are both on the call with us. But afterwards, we're usually just talking to one or the other.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if you guys have had the experience of seeing a couple that is losing it in every meeting. And especially, I have, and it's not often, thankfully, it's not often, but there are times where, from an officiant's perspective, and a person that believes that we shouldn't do things to check boxes, where I ask sometimes, y'all might want to cut this out, I don't know, but where I ask, are you doing this from your heart, or are you doing this for external validation? Or for any other type of reason like that, which is why I take that question very seriously. Are you doing this of your own free will, without coercion, and wholeheartedly? I mean it when I'm asking. Yeah,
that's a good point.
Well, it's very important. Like, this is a lifetime decision.
Yep.
Like, this is forever. Essentially, yes, you can get a divorce, but
but nobody's
that's not
doing
the game
it
plan,
thinking, exactly.
Right.
No one's doing it thinking, well, we're going to do this for a little bit and then,
well, we're done.
Yeah, we just want to throw a party. Just throw a party then.
Yeah,
you
don't have to have a wedding to have a party.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Right. So that's my perspective on that.
I love that.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So much good advice.
Yeah, seriously.
Thanks.
And you're great to talk to.
For sure. A lot of fun chit-chatted.
Y'all too. Good time. We were struggling to get it going.
That's a common occurrence.
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of water down my back. This whole part of my hair is
soaking wet.
Just forget it.
It's fine.
We're here.
Still gorgeous.
We made it.
Still good. Yeah, we made it. Thanks so much, y'all.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
And thank you guys for tuning in. As always, if you have any topic requests,
drop them down below.
Yes, drop them down below. And as always,
subscribe. Bye, guys.